Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel and Arit here, and this is the Quarantine Life episode number 32.
Yes. So every single day we've been going live at 6 p.m. PST for these Quarantine Life episodes to show up for you guys, to let you know that we're still working, we're still hustling along. We're still, creating new routines and making things happen, even though there's all this stuff happening right now in the world. So every single episode has been different. It's been awesome hanging out with you guys. We also have this, we also make this an opportunity for you to ask us any questions about anything that you've seen on the channel or anything in general, whether it's, Camtasia, YouTube, it could be about anything. So please feel free to put those comments in, whether you're watching this from Facebook or from YouTube. We're live streaming to both of those platforms with each of these quarantine episodes.
Awesome. And I have I'm currently uploading a video that is going to be released right at the end of this live stream. And that is the Camtasia 2020 overview. So by the end of this live stream, that video is going to be up, and that is going to be at 7 p.m. PST. We'll have that video right when this ends. So let's say hello to some people. Hey, Lenny, how's it going?
Lenny.
Thank you for voting in the puzzle voting thing. I put a post in the Creative Business Success Facebook group, and I thought it would be fun to ask everyone which one they would vote for, and that would be the next one that we would work on.
And if someone's watching out there who's not part of our Facebook group, then that is the link that you see scrolling down below here. So feel free to join that.
Hi, Liat. How's it going?
Hi, Liat.
Saw you guys on your stream that happens 1 hour before ours. If you guys want some video game fun, Product Patrol does a live stream at 5 p.m. PST. Hey, Fuzzy Randomness.
Hi, Fuzzy.
Hey, Braden.
Hello.
Hey, Lenny. Wow, world premiere. Yeah, I'm trying something different. I learned this earlier today from another YouTuber. So we'll see how it goes. I will be clicking in different screens here to make sure that the video is uploaded. It is a longer video, so that's why it was a long video to film, a long video to edit, and I'm trying to get it up here before 7 p.m. PST.
And we have 4 a.m. David in the house.
That's your new nickname now.
Yeah.
No problem, Liat. Always wanting to shout out your channel and any other fellow YouTubers' channels.
It's so cool, guys, how, all of you guys that we just said hello to, you've been showing up every single day for these live streams, and we just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
It's been so fun hanging out with you, and we never really would have thought that, doing these daily live streams would bring together such a cool community of you getting to know each other. I think that's the coolest thing that has come out of this is you're all getting to know what each other is doing, and we're all learning from each other, which I love.
Yeah, so
thank you.
That's really cool because I watched a video, like the whole reason why we even do these live streams is because I watched a video from someone else by the name of Pat Flynn. And I've been following Pat Flynn for years. I look up to him, and he started doing this live stream thing. And one of the lines that he said was, and this was when this whole thing just happened in the lockdown, and everybody was like, what's happening in the world? And there was a little bit more fear. And he said that he was doing this live stream to be there for his viewers, to be there for people.
Yeah.
And that line really stuck out to me, And I said to Arit, hey, should we do a live stream show? We're here 24/7. We're not going anywhere. We don't have to rush to get here or anything. We're already here. Let's do a live stream thing. And to be honest, when we first started it was just an open concept. Didn't really have anything other than the quarantine life because that's what we had been saying is happening right now. And then we just started it. And we started it around the same time that Pat Flynn did. So like a couple days after he did his first one is when we started ours. And, you know, so we've been doing this for 32 official times with 2 or 3 interviews. So it's been like 35 or 36 times.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going over his stats and his channel and how what was unexpected and what he had expected as a result of doing these live streams. And it's crazy. We're seeing the same kind of trajectory. That's a funny word to say, trajectory. But on a smaller scale, obviously, he has a bigger channel. And it's just so cool to see. One of the things that he, said was watch time in general is up, obviously, because everyone's watching. You're going to get more watch time as you're doing lives because generally people are going to be staying throughout the whole thing. And, he's created a strong sense of community, which I feel like we are doing now because there's like so many people showing up. And, his whole views, like views in general, not just views from the live stream, but views on other videos, pre-recorded, older videos, just it's boosting the channel as a whole as a result of doing these live streams. And, it's so cool that we have these people, you guys, that show up like every day. It's so cool to see the same people.
We love it.
It's awesome. Like I look forward to it, and so we're very, I'm going to be doing a results video as well. And one of the things that he talked about was that he does a little bit of a goal, like a little game for the viewers. And he's like, let's see. Now this is like way high, but we're going to do a smaller version of it. He says something like at the beginning of the channel, like, let's see if we can get this video to 200 likes. Now that's a little bit of a stretch for us. So I was going to say
our number is 20.
I was going to say 25. Let's see.
25,
I changed
sure.
it. I just upped it just a little bit just to see if we can stretch ourselves. So let's see if we can get to 25 likes on this video and see how it happens. And then he puts it on the screen. So I'll put it on the screen right now as well. I'm going to put it in. Let's see if...
Yeah, so if you have been tuning in every single day, and even if you're just tuning in right now as well, but you are enjoying these live streams, then hit the like button. Let us know you are liking it. I just saw a couple of likes here as well on Facebook. Thank you.
So it's like, yeah, let's see if we can get to 25 likes on the stream. Pat Flynn was doing 200, and I think they surpassed that. And each time they like try and grow it and stuff.
As Lenny would say, smash the like button. I know he loves saying that.
And then let's say hello to some more people. So Lenny says, Premiere feature is a great to get a heads up reminder. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to be playing around with that. So for those of you guys who have just tuned in, right at 7 p.m., I'm going to have my Camtasia 2020 overview video released just as this stream is ending. So right when this ends at 7 p.m., it's going to be that video. And, if you guys could check that out. If you are interested in Camtasia, check that out. Give it a like,
7 p.m. PST.
PST, yeah. Basically right after this ends. And yeah, leave a comment and whatever. I'm doing a little bit of an experiment, putting that video right when this ends. Liat says, love hanging out with you guys. You guys as well. It's been so cool. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Lenny says, very few people are doing it. Is that live streaming?
I think he means the Premiere, the feature.
Oh.
Premiere feature.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, I tried it a couple of times, and I was like, it was okay in my opinion, but I can play around with it again. Hey, Jojo, how are you?
Jojo,
how's it
hello.
going?
And Cheeks.
Cheeks of Product Patrol.
Hi. I've been noticing a lot of steak emojis in your comments lately, Cheeks.
Steak emojis.
I haven't had a really good steak. Like, we usually go to a restaurant here, and they have such great steaks. They're called the Keg. And I usually get a teriyaki sirloin steak. Oh, so good. So good.
I usually get like a New York strip loin steak, and I usually get it with garlic butter on top of the steak, and also maybe mushrooms, and also like a blue cheese iceberg salad. There's like
there's a lot.
there's a
lot of flavor in that.
Yeah, there's a whole thing that I do at the Keg. Is the Keg also American? I don't know if it's just Canadian.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, guys, we're so grateful to have you here. Thank you so much for showing up on these live streams. It's so much fun, and feel free to ask us questions as well. If anything comes up, just as you have been doing, put it in the comments, and we'd love to start a conversation on that.
And what are you guys up to today? What did you get up to? Because it's already 6 p.m. here on the west, and like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. on the east coast. So let us know what you guys got up to. And if you see me looking around the computer, it's because I'm trying to get the video scheduled. It was a long recording process because I had to go through a lot of the features, and I was speed editing as fast as I could. And it's down to the wire right now. So I'm just trying to get this scheduled in here for 7 p.m. PST, which is happening in 45 minutes. So let's head over.
Yeah, so I'll speak to what I did today. So I had finished designing a couple thumbnails, YouTube thumbnails, and also finished off a lead magnet design as well. We had a client call earlier talking about how to get collaborations as a YouTuber when you're a YouTuber. How do you approach people? How do you connect with them? How do you get to be on their channel, as well as how do you get people to be interviewed on your channel? So that's what we had a consulting call with another client on that. I got a couple of SEO done for 2 videos. And yeah, how about you?
I was just doing this Camtasia video. It took a lot of planning, a lot of time, because there's a lot of new features in the new Camtasia 2020, but not all of them are noteworthy. So that's why I had to pick and choose which ones I wanted to share. I tried to share the ones that would be most used by the majority of the public, and also which ones that I found interesting, because there's some stuff that I personally was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool to have that there, but I don't know if it's noteworthy. So that's why it took a little bit longer. And then we had that call, and then did a workout. And I'm gonna ask you guys to vote on something. If you haven't voted already, I'd really like to get your input on that.
So let's head over to the comments to see what you guys have been up to.
Hold on one second. All right. Drop that bacon EP on us, Cheeks. Cheeks, are you going to do that bacon video? We all want to see the bacon video. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, we had Cheeks on here. He is from Product Patrol, and he does a review channel. And he was showing us some snacks and foods that he got from the Snacks and Foods Expo in Chicago, which, by the way, he got free entry to because he said he was a YouTuber and that he was an influencer. And he got like so much free food and snacks. It was crazy. And one of the items apparently that this snack won awards, it was a single strip bacon pieces that were individually wrapped. And so we're waiting for that video, Cheeks, because I seriously want to see if those bacon strips actually taste good. And who's ever seen a single strip bacon like individually packaged?
Oh, awesome, Linda. That's so cool. So Linda just said she made her first Etsy sale, and I totally know what you're talking about. So when you have the Etsy app and you make a sale on your store, you hear this cha-ching, and we just heard it this morning too ourselves.
A couple times.
Yeah, we've been getting quite a few Etsy sales on our store too lately, and we're not really as active on it, so that's pretty cool. And congratulations, Linda. That's really exciting.
What did you sell? Was it one of your necklaces or one of your notebooks?
The first of many more to come for you, Linda.
That's so cool. How many products do you have so far on your store? Really interested to hear about your first sale.
So Georgia says, yay. Franco, hello. Hello, Franco.
Hey, Franco. Way to go, Linda.
So awesome.
Enjoying the interview clips now on the channel. Really good points to refresh. Yeah, so if you guys don't know what Lenny is talking about, I am taking the interview that Arit did with Fernando, which was over an hour long. It was like an hour 15. And he was giving a lot of good points. Like Fernando is super successful on Etsy print on demand. He does between 3 to 5K a month. And it's one of his pillars that he's very into e-commerce, and he does Etsy print on demand really well. So I've been going through and repurposing that content. I've been finding specific where Arit asks a question and then he answers it, and segregating that out as basically a mini clip. They're mini clips of the interview, and it's also a driver to the main video. So I'm taking that smaller clip, and then in the description and on the actual video, I'm putting, watch the full interview if you like this little mini clip. And also, if you don't, then that's fine. Then you get the value out of the mini clip. And it's another way of repurposing content, getting more videos, getting more views, and just extending the length of an interview. Because I've seen like a lot of people do it, like Joe Rogan on his podcast. He does like 2-3 hour long interviews, and obviously, some people don't want to watch the whole thing, and he just breaks them up into little clips, like bite size. So if people want bite size, or if people want the whole sandwich, you can choose.
And you can also take those bite-sized clips and post them on Instagram, post them elsewhere where they do encourage bite-sized video content. Because on YouTube, you can make stuff really long, however you want it. But because you're already doing the work into making it bite-sized, you can take that and repurpose it, put it on other social media channels.
Okay, so I can now confirm that we have the Camtasia 2020 overview new features video scheduled for 7 p.m. PST, which is happening in 40 minutes right now. So if you guys want to check that video out, that will be happening right after this live stream. And I'm trying something new. So I've not done that before. I got that as an idea from Pat Flynn. So I wanted to share with you guys a poll that I created in the Facebook group, the Creative Business Facebook group. And if you're not in that Facebook group, the link is down below, and you can also search for Creative Business Success on Facebook. And we want you guys to vote. So remember I showed you that we got a 4-pack of puzzles. I wanted to ask you guys which one you would vote for. So just to refresh your memories, that's what the 4-pack of puzzles looked like. And there were 4 different ones. And I created a Facebook poll for you guys to vote. And I like doing Facebook polls because I love seeing people's votes. So if you guys could, sorry, it's hard to see. If you guys could vote on the Creative Business Success group, which one you would like us to do next, or the one you vote for, That would be really cool. It's a little fun thing I'm doing.
An interesting fact, when you post a poll, you can't actually post an image with the poll on Facebook. So you have to post the image in the comments. That's something that we just had to figure out because we're like, oh, we didn't know we couldn't post an image as well with the poll. So there's a way around everything.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I wanted to post the picture as with the text, and then I'm like, wait a minute, they don't even give that option. That's weird. Whenever I find stuff out like that, I'm like, oh, that's another video idea. Mm-hmm. So I might create a video just explaining that as a whole. I'm just going to YouTube to see what is happening with
So Linda says it was a set of 30 handmade bead charms. Ooh, nice. I had 10 items, now 9 so far. I just listed them on Sunday, and the sale, someone I don't know. That's so amazing. Yes.
It's always good when you don't know the sale.
Yes. Like it's not your family member or a friend because you told them to go to the store and purchase something. Of course, that's exciting. That's awesome. Congratulations.
A set of 30 handmade bead charms.
Do you you have 10 listings? So 10 different items, or are you saying that you have 10
variations?
9 quantity left of the bead charms that you are selling? That's so cool. I'm so happy for you, Linda. Lenny says, egg bites video reveal with 50 likes.
I know. I still need to go to the grocery store and get some bacon and some different kinds of cheeses to put into the egg bites. I mean, I guess I could do a trial run right now, but I don't have everything yet.
No, you want to make them good. You want to have that Gruyere cheese and the right ingredients to make it good.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, eMarket Ocean. How's it going? Let us know where you're watching from. And Jojo says, my day at the office is usually 7:30 a.m. to very late. Seeing how busy you are, can I assume that your day at the office is very early to forever?
Actually, I'm not an early bird.
It's a good question.
At all. The only time that I do wake up early is if it's like a set appointment of some sort, and usually when we take flights. So usually when we travel and we fly, our flights, we always choose like the really early one because we want to not waste time getting there. So we always try and choose like the 6 a.m. or the 5 a.m. The ones that people don't want, we usually choose those ones. But in general, I'm not very good at being a morning person. Usually waking up between 8 and 9 and then, starting off with the puzzle, eating breakfast, and then working out right after. So I'm still sleeping at 7:30.
Yeah, so when I had my office job, when I was working a 9-to-5 office job, I had to wake up super early for the commute. I even actually sometimes pulled all-nighters because I was wanting to work on this business to make it grow. So there would be days where I wake up super early and then I'd be right after my job, I'd go home and then work on my business, and that would go like into the morning at night. And so, you have to kind of make it work. Like you have to first identify what are your priorities. That's the biggest thing. If you have a job and you can't let go of it, that's fine. But really think about what is your priority. What project are you working on? What is the side hustle that you want to grow? And think of certain actions that you could do that create leverage. So what is one thing you can be working on such that all of the other stuff becomes unnecessary, or it will fall into place later by the nature of you working on that one thing. You have to prioritize your time that way. And yeah, right now, because we haven't had a job in years, a 9-to-5 job, we get to create our days and structure our schedule the way that we want to. And the way that we want is not to wake up so early because, I don't prefer waking up too early. I'll wake up like around 8:30. And then I also have learned to set an end time for work, because it also used to be the case that I would just go on and work on forever, because there's always something to work on, right?
It never ends when you have
Yeah.
your own business.
It really doesn't. So you have to set that end time though, because you need that recovery time. You need to come back refreshed. You need your sleep, a good amount of sleep. If you're just constantly being drowned in the same thing for hours on end, you're going to lose motivation really quickly, and you're going to get burnt out too. So if you do have that luxury to create your own schedule, make sure you set aside time for that, and put in breaks frequently. Like, I don't work on our stuff from early morning to 7:30, 8 p.m. at night, which is usually when we wrap up. There's always like stuff in between. There's like a workout in there as a break. There's lunch, obviously eating is a break in itself, where you actually step away from your work, do that, and then come back, not combining it. So don't eat at your desk, don't try to do that multitasking, because you're not fully breaking away and having that break, that much needed break.
I remember before we had our personal training sessions where we would go into downtown and have our session, we didn't like work out at all. And we found that we were losing energy and just getting really lethargic, gaining weight, just not feeling healthy. Also, we were eating really poorly as well. So one of the things that we found is that working out helps re-energize us. It doesn't take away the energy. It actually helps with getting out stress, getting out whatever's going on. If there's something happening, something's gone wrong, I know that doing the workout will make me feel better.
It's an instant mood booster.
Yeah, there's always been so many times where, for whatever reason, something has gone wrong. And then I'm like, okay, just get to the workout. You don't feel like doing the workout because something has gone wrong and you feel like crap. But then after the workout, especially the ones that we were doing with our trainer, it just clears your mind completely, because that's one of the reasons why we got a personal trainer, is because, one, I don't want to have to come up with the routines. I want a professional to do it for me. And all I can think about, because the workouts are so crazy at the time when we were going, they're so crazy that the only thing you can think about is the next rep, the next lift, the next getting to your number of set, and then breathing and then resting. Like, there was nothing else you could think about when you were going through these workouts. And that was a great way to cleanse the mind, to cleanse the brain. And I would always feel so much better. I would be tired and panting and I'm exhausted that way, but my brain, it just got flushed out with whatever was going on in there.
Yeah, and a workout is a great way to reset. If you're feeling sluggish, out of energy, if you've been working and staring at a problem forever, like, a workout always is a reset button. And we'll be talking more about that, by the way, on Friday. We have a couple of fitness, health and wellness
personal
experts
trainers
coming in. Yes, on Friday at 6 p.m. PST, we'll be doing a live stream interviewing them on how to maintain your energy and overall health. And we'll talk about the basics of strength training and nutrition. So I'm pretty excited for that. Definitely tune in if that's something you're interested in.
E-Market Ocean says they're from Ohio.
Cool. Awesome.
And you're up at 5 a.m.
Oh, you're an
early bird.
Yes. Yeah. When we first started our entrepreneurial journey, we'd always hear from the gurus and people we looked up to that you got to wake up super early. You have to have this super early morning routine and everything. And we definitely tried that. We tried it, but it just never really stuck. It was almost like going against the grain. It didn't feel natural. It was really hard to wake up that early. It was hard to go to sleep early too. And definitely need those, for myself, 7-8 hours of sleep. So it was tough to do that. And
I watched, sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
The reason why it goes against the grain for us is because it's not our natural rhythm. So I watched an interview on impact theory with Tom Bilyeu, and he had some sleep experts on there, and I had never heard this before. And this sleep expert was basically saying that yes, you do need your, set amount of hours per sleep, but everyone has different times that they sleep better at or they wake up better at. So it's not the same time for everybody. It's not wake up at 5, 6, 7 a.m. for everybody. Everyone has a different rhythm, and your goal is to find the rhythm that works well for you. And an example they were giving was this lady. She was always late. She was always late to work, and she was always super tired. I think it was like a regular time that she would start, like a 9 to 5. Just like that is a standard thing in the industry. And so she needed to go see the sleep expert, and the sleep expert said, I think that you need to move back a bit, move your time for starting work a little bit back, and you'll perform better. And so she's like, how can I do that? Like, my work starts at 9. And so her sleep expert actually spoke to her boss and said, can you please let so-and-so start a little bit later? We want to try this out for a week and test out if she performs better at work. And then the boss was like, no way, you can't start at 9 to 5, you can't start later than 9. That's when everybody starts. And this sleep expert managed to convince the boss. And he's like, just let her do it for a week. And then, so he did. And I think he pushed her back by 1 or 2 hours. And so she would come in at either 10 or 11. I can't remember the exact times. But he pushed her back 1 or 2 hours. And it was like a night and day difference for her. She came in like totally refreshed and was actually more productive, even though she was still working her 8 hours, but it was just slightly shifted over. And she did that thing for a week. And then the boss was like so impressed. And he said to the sleep expert, can you help find the sleep times for my other employees? Because he obviously, as a boss, you want everyone to be productive and be at their optimal.
That's nice that he was open to that, even the
Well,
boss.
he really had to convince him, because he was like, like, this is in your benefit that we find her, because she was like having major issues with being at work on time. So yeah, you got to find your time slot, and it's not the same for everybody. Some people are more in the morning time slot, and even he said, the sleep expert, he finds that he needs to go to sleep at like 11 or something, because if he goes too early, then it doesn't work out for him and it messes it up. And if he goes too late past that, then again, so you have to find, there was a whole like scientific thing about it, which was really interesting. David says that he was babysitting all day and writing down video ideas.
Yes, still being productive. Awesome job, David.
Braden says, I got a Merch My Amazon sale for the first time in about a year, and it's still exciting when that happens. That's so awesome. Yes. I didn't know that they opened merch back up, because I know that they had paused it for a bit because they were putting emphasis on other products and not print on demand. Linda says, good advice, especially and for the time of the day.
Yes, we had to learn that very much so. It's so easy to just continue working on till no end time. It's so easy to do that.
Braden says, one of the best things about being your own boss is getting to wake up when you want to. Yes, that never gets old. I have been doing that since 2012. was the last time I ever had a job. And I never get tired of that. I never get tired of it being a Monday, because I used to dread Mondays for the longest time. Actually, I used to step back a bit. I used to dread Sundays because Monday was coming the day after. So on the weekends, obviously, I would be excited on Thursday. Friday would happen. Then you're off for work. Saturdays was cool. As soon as it hit Sunday,
You're dreading.
I'm like, oh God, having to prepare for the week. And like, I would really dread Sunday and then obviously Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so sweet. Like, it's an instant, like when I was able to quit that job and have the ability to structure my own days, just instantly happier, so much happier that I don't have to wake up and go to a job that I wasn't even liking very much. I love the people and the people that I was working around, but the job itself, I just found I found it to be so redundant and repetitive, and I wasn't growing, and I felt like just a cog in the wheel, which pretty much I was. So it's such a blessing to be able to do that when to break away from your job if that's something that you do want to do.
And just checking on the likes here, we're at 9 likes so far.
Yay! Thank you guys for the likes.
We're on the road to 25. We're trying to see if we can hit 25.
We'll get there.
John, hello. Nice
Hi,
to
John.
see you again. And hello, ladies. Happy to be with you again. I was thinking if you guys could make a video on how to make an advertisement on Facebook using the Facebook business page. So we don't run too many ads on Facebook, but I know that Lenny does. Lenny, you run Facebook ads, correct?
Yes, Lenny is the Facebook ads expert in this group. Yeah, we don't use Facebook ads too often.
Like at the very least, we'll do like on your Facebook page, you can boost your post. And I think I've boosted, a couple of times. Usually just boost it to the people who have liked our page, just because I want them to see a certain message or a certain video. But for the most part, we don't really do Facebook ads. Linda says, that is really cool that the boss did that. Yeah, it was a very interesting story.
I would have loved that when I was going to my work. It was so hard to wake up to get to my job on time. Like, it was really a struggle. So I would have loved that. It would have made life so much easier.
Braden says, the sale was from March, but I didn't get notified until recently. Crazy. I guess that was when it was still opened up. Product Patrol says, liked. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're just trying something new. Oh, it even went up even more. We're at,
what are we at?
11. Yeah, Pat Flynn had suggested to do this as a live stream, as a collective goal for, the stream or whatever.
Linda said she liked and also voted on the puzzle poll.
Which one did you vote for? I get so excited about when I create a poll and I see people's results and stuff. And I just thought of that when I was working out in the kitchen and I had to bend down to pick up the weight, and the puzzle was sitting right there because it's off to the side right now. And I just all of a sudden got this instant idea. I saw the 4 pictures and I was like, hey, what if we let everyone else vote what next puzzle we do? And I just thought of it right there, and right after the workout, then did the post. And then was trying to figure out forever how to attach a picture onto a poll as the main image with the poll, but you actually can't. They don't even allow that. So that's why the picture of the puzzle is in the comments. Let me just see here the votes. Oh, so you voted for dogs with pink ribbon. That one's leading the pack right now.
We made a prediction. We think the dog one's going to win just because it's dogs.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens.
I mean, Look at that. One dog is wearing a shower cap. Like I knew that would
shower cap.
I knew that would get people's attention. So what else are you guys up to? What did you complete today? What did you not complete that you had anticipated? I used to go through this thing where I didn't complete what I wanted to, and then I would get down on myself and be like, oh, I didn't get that done. And then it would be kind of like a spiral thing, and it would go on day after day. But I've learned that every day is a new day. And just because you did, I wouldn't say bad, just because you didn't get to it in that day, that it's okay. There's always a new day. There's always tomorrow. And you can start again. You can always start again. A lot of people get into that trap where they don't do it, and then long time goes by, and then they say, oh, too much time has gone by, so now I cannot complete that.
Yeah, I would fall under that trap too, and I found it was because I was just overly ambitious, and I would list like 20 things that I wanted to do on the day, and then surprise, surprise, I couldn't complete all of them because it was just unrealistic. So I pared down those tasks and again focused on the priorities. So I would always set, and I still do this today, setting between 1 to 3 priority projects, the main things that I'm working on for the day, and I tackle those first, because previously I would always just do the things that are easiest to do, like answering emails, like always defaulting to like the client work, because I'm like, I love the design stuff, so I enjoy that. But sometimes the priority is connecting with other influencers or working on our creative business academy. Those are like the harder things that is easy to put off because maybe it requires a learning curve, or it takes more time. So by working on the priorities first within the day, it just sets you up more for success, because by the end of the day, you would have at least finished your priorities, and that makes it a good day. And all the other little stuff that you didn't get to can easily be moved along to a different day. So it's very easy. Yeah, I always, I had experienced that fear of not getting everything done in the day. I'm like, I wish there was more hours in the day. Everybody always wishes that, but it's just about working smarter and not harder.
For me, I always try to think of it as, if I'm not taking a complete rest day where I've checked out mentally and I'm doing a regular day, and sometimes the day gets hijacked and it doesn't go the way you want it to go.
Yeah.
I always try and make sure that I do one thing that pushes us forward in some capacity. If I did one thing that does something, that leads to something, then I'm good with my progress despite not completing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Linda says, the deer in the mountains, it looks more challenging. I saw here on the votes, it looks like you voted for dogs with pink ribbon. If you look, your picture is right there with dogs with pink ribbon. So that's why I thought you voted on that for that one. Because Deer in Mountains only has 3 votes. It has Roland, Sergey, and another person. So maybe it was confusing to vote. Braden says, I did some gold panning. I thought it was painting for a second. I kept looking at your comment and I'm like, gold painting, but it's gold panning.
Did you really? Where do you do that?
In probably some creeks, right? Water streams and creeks. I remember we going towards
that for a field trip, right?
Going towards Whistler, there is an old mining shaft that they converted into a tour. And remember there was like gold that you can pan for in their creek or whatever?
That place was actually where they filmed X-Files, right?
Yeah, they used to film X-Files there.
Yes, I remember that. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, they had some mining activities there too.
Linda says, I was researching for a new computer. What kind of computer are you getting? If I could recommend, I would recommend not necessarily a specific brand, but making sure that you get a computer that's SSD, so a solid state drive. Before this laptop, we used to have one that wasn't an SSD, and I find that having SSD laptops are generally a little bit more expensive, but they just run smoother. Or if you're getting a Mac, then that they're already good. But if it's a PC, then definitely get an SSD. We have a Lenovo Yoga. I know it sounds weird, but
it's pretty awesome because it does some cool yoga poses.
I know.
No joke. The screen folds back.
It flips back. It turns into a giant tablet because our screen is so big, and it's a touch screen. And in the advertising, we didn't get it because it was like, oh, it's yoga.
Yeah.
We got it because of the features and the SSD. And at the time that we got it, it was Lenovo's latest model of their laptop. So that's why we got it as a yoga. Lenny says, there's good Facebook ad tutorials on YouTube for sure. Nice. RG Titan says, I'm very envious and proud of you ladies for being your own bosses. I wish one day I can quit my 9 to 5 for working on a home business. By the way, hi everyone. Well, I can tell you that it's totally doable. It's totally doable. Like, you need to start, obviously, and you need to, here's the key, find what you love doing and then monetize it and figure out a way to make money off of it while still enjoying it. Obviously, you don't want to just chase the money, because we've done that a million times, and I'm telling you from personal experience, it's not fulfilling. It's really not. And it is a crappy feeling when you chase after it and you make this money and then you don't feel happy. It's happened so many times.
Yeah, RG, it's quite unreal still for us to be our own bosses, to be able to do this full time, because I remember very vividly when I had my 9 to 5 job, this is what I would dream about. I would dream about being able to design my own days the way that I wanted to, decide what I want to work on, decide my schedule. And I would just visualize that over and over again. It would be a movie playing in my head multiple times when I was still working that job. And I never let go of it. I fully believed that it could happen. I just had no idea how it was going to happen. All I could do and work on and control is just taking one step at a time. Like I said, after coming home from work, this is like we would work on our business, and it's just taking one step, and not putting the pressure on yourself to break away from your job by a certain date, because that just puts so much pressure. It can put so much pressure on you, and then you feel like you feel disappointed when that date comes around if it doesn't happen, right? So just knowing that it can happen for you and dealing with what you can control one step at a time, that's all you gotta focus on. And like Jewel said, make sure that it's something that you love doing as well.
And a lot of people are like, well, what do I like? I don't know what to like. And it's like, the best advice I can give you is to try many different things. Try them and see if you like it. And if you don't, great. You don't like it, move on to the next one. You don't need to get upset over it that it didn't work or anything like that. One of these days, I'm going to make a list of how many business ideas and business things and ventures and ways to make money that we have done since 2010, and put out this list, because we literally tried so many things. We said yes to a lot of things, And very quickly, we found out what we didn't like and what we did. And then we landed on YouTube on 2015. And there was just like a connection with it. And then that we knew that this is one of the things that's going to stick. And you'll know. It's like a gut intuition type feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Linda says, I go for the quick to-dos first. That way, more focused task is uninterrupted.
That's a different perspective. It's a different way of putting things. I always found when I go for the quick to-dos first, I would just continue doing them and get lost in them and not have enough time for the priorities. But if you definitely make time for the priorities after the quick to-dos, then by all means, go with what works for you.
Braden says, I'm just learning, so I bought some play dirt and did it in my kitchen. Oh,
I didn't know you could do that.
Interesting.
That's
I
cool.
didn't know you could do that. I'm sure it's like a patience thing when you're out there in the real thing doing it. Lenny says those puppies deserve a treat for that perfect shot. I know, I was thinking that. I was looking at it and I was like, wow, they were really on point for that shot. Murray says, approximately what percentage of creative businesses nowadays are partnerships compared to solo ventures? And what are the pros and cons of these two arrangements?
Well, Murray, I don't have the exact stats on how many businesses are partnerships versus sole proprietors. It also depends on, country and that kind of thing. That's definitely something you could easily look up. I know you're in BC, so you could look up probably on the Canada government website to look at those stats are available. In terms of pros and cons, it really, it depends. If you feel like you need some, you can leverage off of another person's strengths, then you bring something to the table, they bring something to the table, and together you can create both a lot of value for people, then that's a good partnership to build upon. There's different ways about finding the right partners too. You want to make sure you do find the right partner. But, as a sole proprietor or solo venturist, like you can do it on your own. You can make it on your own. It's not like you have to, like being in a partnership is automatically going to increase your success rate. It's very dependent on
how you work and
who's
doing what. It works great with us because we both have completely different skills, and we can get more done with the two of us because we both work on different things.
And it was also a combined vision. Like we both wanted this, and we
were both on similar paths, in life. It was like,
so it's like made sense to combine powers.
School's not working out here. Don't really like my job. Want to create a freedom life, and then it turned into, at first, I'll be totally honest, we were like chasing the money. We were chasing the money, and we're like, we're gonna be millionaires. Like we were literally saying that, and people were family members were thinking like, yeah, right, you're crazy. You don't have any experience. Blah blah blah. Like. And we would write checks to ourselves that would say $1 million and things like that. And, then it turned into, because you realize that it's not about that. It's about helping people. It's about inspiring. That's what fuels you, because you will feel the empty. You will feel the empty when you chase the money only.
If you know of someone right now that has the exact same vision and mission as you, as what you want to achieve, connect with them. And, see how you can help each other out. If not, then continue working, like focus on skill building, continue moving forward yourself, and you will naturally attract people and collaborations and partnerships to you.
Braden says the water is too high on the rivers right now, so I have to wait until summer to get out. I'm just going to do a speed round here through the comments. Lenovo are good workhorses. Yeah, they've been pretty good. Ever since we switched to an SSD, it can handle all the programs. Like when I'm editing, Arit does Photoshop. Before, my previous laptop could barely do having Photoshop and another program open. It would just like crash all the time. Linda says, I just learned what SSD is. We're always learning something in these live streams. Lenny says comes packed with yoga videos. No,
No, it doesn't.
but people often associate it with actual yoga when we show it to people, and it's like, no, it's just because
It's
it can.
Is it for yoga instructors?
It's like it just bends backwards. That's it.
Yeah, it just does a downward dog on its own.
David says, I love babysitting my son. I enjoy it. He's 8 months, and since he was born, we've never had a nanny. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Funny Finance Guy says, I am in the same boat too. Watch out for the business opportunities that require you to buy a product and incentivize recruitment. Oh yeah, we did a bunch of those.
Yep.
Murray, Braden says, you can also find Facebook groups like Creative Business Success to find like-minded people who can encourage you and support you. Yes.
Absolutely.
I always recommend you guys, get active in there. It's a supportive group here. We want to support you.
Yeah.
That's why we made it.
Murray, don't feel like you're welcome to post in that group. If you need a resource, if you're looking for anything, please do use that group to your advantage.
So, and then Funny Finance Guy says, how do I know if I'm really creating value? Before, when I worked at a job and didn't like it,
worked at a job I didn't like,
I made a lot more. Now I'm doing things, earning, I'm loose.
Oh, I can totally.
Tongue-tied, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And it will, it is often like that. It's often like that when you're starting something that you love and you're not making a lot of money doing it. And it's, you have to put a lot of work into it and follow it through and focus on it and, build it, put in that time to build it. With a job, it's like a packaged business, just like those MLMs, right? They're packaged businesses where you just kind of show up and someone pays you for that. And there you go. And then you make the money. But for yourself, like, you have to build everything. For a business that you love, your side hustle, whatever it is, you have to learn the workings of how a business is made. You have to learn what product or service provides value, get feedback from your customers, and like constantly pivot. It's an entire learning process.
And here's what I'll share with you what I said to myself when starting this whole thing. So in 2010 is when I decided to become an entrepreneur after reading the book, The Secret. Zero experience, and the internet was a very different place. It was much more scarce. It's not like now where there's like a million different ways to make money online. There's so many different ways, and the options are crazy. But back then it was like blogging, pretty much. And so when we started in 2010, and I was trying to figure everything out. I was trying to figure out, how do I do a website? How do I do this? How do I do that? The one thing that I said to myself internally was, if you hear the horns at 7 p.m., the one thing that I said to myself internally is, I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to figure this whole thing out, and I'm going to make money online doing something that I love. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm never giving up. That's what I had said in 2010. And when you make that conscious decision from the get-go, then you're going to figure it out. You're going to, okay, try that thing. Okay, that didn't work. Next. I can't remember which inventor or scientist it was, but there was someone who, I think it was electricity or something, the guy who invented electricity. And he every time it would go...
Tesla?
No, someone else. I can't remember. The guy with the apple. But every time something went wrong,
Newton,
he would say to himself, okay, that didn't work. Now I'm one step closer to finding what works. And, that really stuck to me. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, making a living on your own, making a living online, making a living doing what you love is totally possible. There is so much evidence, so many people are doing it in all different kinds of fields, in sports, in health, in this, in YouTube, in that, in having a rabbit YouTube channel, like Cheeks of Product Patrol, reviewing food. You know what I mean? This is the time that you can do it. You just literally have to decide that you're going to figure it out and that you're going to make an effort to do it. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of work, but tell yourself that you're not going to give up and you'll eventually get there. I promise you, you will get there. And in the beginning of 2000, like we've been doing this for 10 years. People still think I look like I'm in high school, and I've been doing this for 10 years. And it's weird to say that, we have all this wisdom, but we really do, because we've been doing it for 10 years.
It's all learning. Like we've said, it's like a learning process. It's, it's the combination to a lock, right? And you got to figure out the combination. It takes time. Like it took time for us to get to the point where we could quit our jobs. But in some cases, people get lucky and it doesn't have to take that amount of time. But no matter what, stick with it and just cut yourself off from the fact that it's not possible, because it is. It totally is. And if you're to address your question, how do I know if I'm really creating value? Get feedback. That's the only way. You got to pay attention to the feedback. If it's a video, it's a YouTube video that you created, a post, a product, a service. If you want to post a link or anything like that, put it in the Creative Business Success group and ask for feedback to actually, to hear whether it's connecting with people, to see if it's something that's valuable. That's the only way that you're going to get other people's perspective.
And when we started putting out YouTube videos on our channel, and, people were saying, hey, I really like the way you teach, or you really made it very clear, or that was so simple, or thanks for getting straight to the point. That was like, okay, we actually do know how to teach something. And that just like that, you got to get the feedback from people. So the more you put yourself out there, the if you hear crickets, then maybe you need to change something up. Or if someone says, could you do it this way or that way? But if the majority is actually good, then you've got something and roll with it. And that's what we did. And growing up in high school, if you knew me, like I was failing out of so many classes. The only thing I was good at was art. And I really didn't think that there was much of a life for me outside of high school. This was back in 2004. Internet wasn't what it was now. There was no social media. And I was like, oh my God, there's no place for me in the world. I don't know what to do. And so that's why my first job was like at McDonald's, because I just thought I was going to be like a manual laborer worker. But, you never know what could happen or what could be created. I didn't think that I was going to be this YouTuber and doing live streams with people around the world. Like, there's things that you can't predict, and it's crazy.
That wasn't on the careers list when they asked you, what do you want to be in high school?
All right. Murray says, even though collaboration can be good, I'd likely be a solo venturist / worker because I don't know anyone with similar vision. I did once, but she moved away. I mean, if you know that it's going to be good for you as a solo, then do it solo. Most people are doing it solo.
And if you have a project that you are looking for collaborators on, Murray, again, post it in the Facebook group. And we're all willing to help each other out in there.
David says, spot on advice, Jewel, delivering value. Thank you. That's what fuels me, is comments like that.
Thomas Edison.
I know. I'm like, the guy with the apple. He fell on his head.
It's the light bulb.
And thanks for the SSD laptop recommendation. I'm in the market for a laptop. Yeah. Make sure to do SSD, because it will save you a lot of headache when you are trying to run programs on it. It is a bit more expensive, but it's totally worth it. And, after this laptop, I want an even crazier laptop, because I want it to be able to handle all the stuff that I'm doing.
Hi, Steve. How's it going? Do you think that spending a lot of time You're
Oh, like
asking,
how to...
do you think it's worth the time, putting in a time to grow your YouTube channel? Absolutely.
Yes, it is worth the hard work.
If it's something that you enjoy, if it's a YouTube channel that you're talking about a topic that you absolutely love, I see your gaming icon on there. Maybe it's a gaming channel. Don't quit. Like you are a YouTube channel is leveraged in so many different ways because it pushes you to create and talk about and deliver things that you love. It pushes you to market. It's a form of marketing to bring people back into your world. And it's also kind of a personal growth pillar in itself because you're challenging yourself to different lengths that you may not have pushed yourself to. If you do enjoy it, then you are more likely to be willing to stick it out and just continue pumping out videos, producing consistently on your YouTube channel. And that will propel you, constantly make it a point to learn one new thing here and there of how you can improve on growing your YouTube channel. You have a ton of resources here on this channel with the playlists about how to grow your channel, with our online courses as well. So take advantage of it, and absolutely it's worth it.
Lenny says, don't compare to the million subscribers others have. They have been at this for years, or like Jewel and Narit, their channel does way better than bigger channels because the content solves bigger problems. Yeah, we don't compare ourselves to other people's channels. We're not like, oh, I don't have a million subscribers.
Yeah, we're all on a different journey, and that person with 1 million subscribers started at 0 once, right? And everybody is in a different place. So it's unfair to compare yourself to someone with 1 million subscribers. They're completely in a different spot. Don't let that discourage you.
And I don't get discouraged about the subscriber number. I like to see it grow, obviously, but I'm not thinking, oh, 1 million subscribers here, 30,000 subscribers here, I'm not successful. Like, I love our channel so much. It fuels me every day. I honestly feel like I found my dream job because I've been doing it every day for years, and I've not gotten depressed like I was at the other job that I had, my last 9-to-5 job. I was in a crazy deep depression because I hated the job so much, and I don't even know what that feels like anymore. Braden says, it's really wonderful how there are people like you who understand that success isn't a finite resource.
Yes.
This new culture of sharing failures and success is so positive and nurturing. Yeah, like success is different for everybody, and you can't define it by 1 million subscribers.
Yeah. It's not a single destination. It's a way of being. It's a way of life. It's the way that you feel. It's so many different things to so many different people. So you can't just use other people's wins and successes as your own, because that might not be the right thing for you. And it's so limited too that way.
You got to compare your growth to your growth and see if you are moving forward. Everyone else has a different journey. And yeah, we are guilty of comparing ourselves to other people. We would do that exact same thing and be like, oh, we don't have this many subscribers, or like in the very beginning we were thinking like that, but it never consumed us like it does with some people. Like how Roland the other day was saying that someone was doing a YouTube channel for 4 months and then they were already thinking about quitting, and then they were saying that there's no money in YouTube. Like, that's their perspective, but I'm telling you right now, if you think like that and you're starting a YouTube channel, you're not going to last. You're not going to last with being an entrepreneur. You have to see it through. You have to believe that it's possible. And like I said, we've been doing this since 2020. We've been doing this since 2010. And you just need to have the right mindset. That's why we always talk about mindset. That's going to get you through all this all this stuff that you need to maneuver. And the more things that you find out that you've technically failed at, the better, because you can move those aside and now you're one step closer to finding what works. Murray says, thanks to the guy who recommended posting in the Facebook group.
Awesome.
Joshua says,
Hi,
hello,
Joshua.
love from the Philippines. Hello. Steve says, I do and trying my best. That's all you can really do is work on getting better and you try your best. David says, time to cross watch the Camtasia 2020 overview video. Yes, so for those of you guys who are interested, I just released, or this channel just released a Camtasia 2020 overview. It went out 12 minutes ago, and it's basically the main features that I thought were important in Camtasia 2020. I will be having more in-depth tutorials on each of those features, but this was sort of an overview of what the new version has and if it's worth it to upgrade. And you guys can check out that video and decide if this is something that you want to get a new updated version for. Create a process that you enjoy and show up consistently. Commitment is a big variable. Yes, it is.
Yes, I love that, Lenny. Create a process that you enjoy. Yes, absolutely. That's the win right there, because that's what's going to pull you through. You're going to be able to stick it out for the long run that way.
Nice. And Xerox says your YouTube video popped up and it brought you here. Well, thank you so much. And we're trying to get to 25 likes on this feed. We're at 16. So 9 more. That's like more than usual.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for those of you who liked it. And if you are finding value in this video, make sure you click the like button, please.
All right. So I think we'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Quarantine Life episode number 32. If you guys want to do check out that Camtasia video right after this one, was just released on this channel, so you guys can check that out. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Quarantine Life episode number 33.
Yes, we're right back here again tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST, so we will see you then. Have a good evening, everybody.
Bye.